Hey guys, how's it going? Culprit here, and today I wanted to bring you the fourth episode of BF3 Weekly Recon. We did miss last week, but that was because the patch dropped and there was all kinds of craziness going on, so I couldn't really squeeze it in, and I just wanted to play the game, frankly. And so I wanted to pick it up today. I usually like to do this at the end of the week, but I felt if I waited too much longer, this was going to end up being a 40-minute video, and I didn't want that either. There's a lot of information this week, a lot of big, obvious information. I tried to talk about a couple things that I wanted to make sure people knew about that might have gotten lost in the shuffle, so I hope you'll enjoy it. In the background, this is a 64-man Conquest Large on Gulf of Oman using the engineer kit. This is pre-patch footage, so in case you're scratching your head at a couple things. I had a pretty good round, pretty different round than probably what you're used to seeing out of me with engineer kit and javelin and things like that. I even actually get in a vehicle for a little bit. So that's just for some background. I hope you enjoy it. But let's get right into it, okay? Obviously, the first bit of news is obviously the new patch, the huge patch. It's now live on all platforms, Xbox, PS3, and PC. Xbox actually just got it today, and as far as I understand, everything's gone off okay. Had some hitches in the morning, I think, with Xbox Live, but it's all good now. Let's just get into some quick pros. I think most of you that are watching this pretty much are up to date on the patch, so I'm not going to go in great detail. I have other posts that do that, other videos that do that as well. The pros, the gunplay is great, I think. I love the balancing they've done, the changes they've done. Opens up a lot of new guns. There's no real god gun. So time will tell the real details in that, but I definitely like the way the guns feel now. They've brought thought to the attachment process. It's no longer just by foregrip and suppressor. You actually have to think about what you're going to use your gun for. I think that was a good job. Like I said, there's no real god setup. There's no number one go-to setup that everybody uses, which I think is good. It'll bring some variety to the game. I do think in time, certain people are going to gravitate towards certain guns, but I think there'll be equally as strong setups. It's just going to be, maybe people just being a little bit of a copycat. I think they nerfed the USAS fairly well. It's still viable, and if someone really wants to be a douchebag with it, they can, but I do think it's definitely better than it was. There'll probably be a new, cheese weapon that somebody's going to find. It's an inevitable in a multiplayer online game of any variety. It just, if somebody wants to be a douche, they'll be a douche. The input lag has been improved on PlayStation 3. It's not gone, but it has been improved. And the minimap has seen pretty significant improvements both in the 3 different modes on PC, as well as just the clutter got cleaned up on all 3 platforms. It looks a lot better, and it's a much more useful tool. The cons, suppression everywhere. Everybody knows this. It seems like it's the new MAV elevator. It's the new USAS frags. Everybody hates it. I'm okay with it to an extent. I do think it's overdone. It needs to be tweaked, but I don't have a problem with it in some instances. Like I've said, I wouldn't mind if they made this type of suppression for the belt-fed LMGs or something. But it definitely needs to be turned back. I'll get to a little bit more on that later. The MAV elevator is still viable. Apparently it's not as easy. I haven't seen it in-game as much, but it is still viable, so they did fail to fix that. Tanks are much weaker. Obviously you could say this is a pro, depending on how you look at it. But in general, I think the consensus is tanks have been really marginalized. And I have a feeling we're going to see some tweaks to that. Heat seekers apparently are broken. They just don't work. Apparently that was being patched on consoles today, but nobody can really confirm that. Same with TV missiles. They apparently one-shot tanks. Apparently that was going to be hotfixed today as well, but I couldn't confirm that by the time I was recording this. Another part that came out with these new patches is private servers for PlayStation 3 and Xbox. This is pretty cool, guys. I don't know of this anywhere on consoles, so this is pretty, I hesitate to say revolutionary, but it's a really cool feature that they're offering you guys, and I think it has kind of gotten lost in the whole patch hubbub. It's pretty neat. Max 24-man servers on consoles, obviously. PCs don't have those limits, obviously. Adjustable rule sets. You can tweak just about anything you want. Like I said, welcome to 24/7 Metro Meat Grinders, guys. They're fun. They're like an amusement park ride. They're fun for a couple times, and then you just get bored and you're supposed to move on, but some people don't. You'll run into guys that live on those servers, but hey, at least it keeps them off the servers I like. VIP slots are now available. This basically means you can make your friends VIPs on your server so they don't have to wait in the queue. They can get right on the server. This is good for clans or competitive teams and stuff like that. Or you always have the option to sell VIP slots to offset the cost. So if you're paying $20, $30 a month, you can offer VIP slots at $1 or $2 a month, and 5, 10 people might buy them, and there you go. You're offsetting, you're cutting your costs in half. probably the biggest piece of news that I wanted to make sure I got across to you guys, because I wasn't sure if you all are aware of it. Demise99, that's his Twitter handle, or Alan Kertz, who was formerly like the lead developer on Battlefield 3. He's now since been officially moved off the project, but he's still in a supervisory role, and I really do think he's kind of the brains behind the operation. You think of him as like the father of Battlefield 3 almost. He appeared on the Don't Revive Me Bro podcast. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's a really awesome podcast. I'll put a link in the description for you. Definitely check it out. It's a Battlefield 3 centric podcast. It goes all the way back to Bad Company 2. That's where the name comes from. They had Demise99 on, and they asked him a lot of questions, and I just wanted to bring a couple quotes and highlights from the interview. On the balance patches, he is said to, quote, "This won't be the last update for balance issues in Battlefield 3. I'll be monitoring the situation closely and working directly with the team to make additional updates and tweaks to keep Battlefield balanced," which, I think that goes without saying on any game you release. I do believe them. I just wish their frequency would be turned up a lot. They don't patch often enough for me. That's why, when they talk about, hot fixes and balance and how they like to tweak and balance so much, that's great, and I like that, and I'd be willing to put up with, the overswings, as far as that they went too far with suppression and things, if they patched more often. But right now, everybody's upset because they're like, what do we got to do? Wait another 3 months until the DLC until we see a patch? I hope that's not the case. I'd like to see more frequent updates now, especially when you're balancing. You can't balance things with huge patches that are 3 or 4 months apart. It just doesn't work. You balance things by little patches frequently. I mean, it just seems like common sense. On suppression, this is a big quote, so bear with me. Quote, "I think, and this is my opinion," as in Alan Kertz, "that we probably found a place where it's a bit too much, and we had a place that was a bit too little, and I would like to find the middle ground there. I think that it's gone too far. I'm happy with the radius or range around the player that they get suppressed. I think that we'll go back and take a step back in the future, and those incidental hits will be less effective again. Also, you don't get your accuracy back quite as fast as you did previously in the patch. And I think that one is something that really needs to go. Once you start being not suppressed, you need to be back in the firefight, and that's taking too long, and I can see why that's frustrating." He actually did mention on the podcast that they apparently had suppression turned up even higher in their playtests, which I think is ridiculous. I don't see how you could playtest with a higher suppression than it is right now. I just don't see it. I don't know. There is some talk that the suppression is even worse for guys with higher pings, so maybe if they were playtesting on a LAN or something, they wouldn't have seen it as much. I'm not sure. But they've obviously gone too far, and it's nice to see them admit that, acknowledge it, and say they will tone it down. I do agree that I think the biggest gripe is how long you stay in suppression, and as well as the accuracy nerf to your gun is terrible. But I mean, it's like 3 seconds from after you enter until the last shot goes by your head. It's like 3 seconds before you're out of suppression. 3 seconds is a lifetime in a firefight. We all know that, so that definitely needs to be taken away. And it looks like suppression is here to stay. In what state, I don't know, and I don't know that they even know. So let's hopefully this is what I'm talking about. Like in a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, they will patch this and tweak it some more. He's also quoted as saying, "I think that there's a sweet spot that where we're getting that right is definitely something going forward and something we'll look into. Lastly, I can't really say right now when we'll be making that change, but it's definitely on the table." So, they already realize that they've goofed up, and so they're talking about how to fix it. They're not going to do anything knee-jerk. They're not going to do it next week. They're going to wait for the dust to settle and just, see exactly what people dislike, what people like, and then they'll hopefully tweak it. So, like I'd say, hopefully sometime in April, maybe early May, we got to be hoping for another patch. Smaller patch, a patch to patch, a patch of the patch, basically. Let's hope they can get the Mav riding finally patched out. A couple little things else that are now kind of buggy. Because obviously anytime you introduce a huge patch like this, you're going to get errors, you're going to get problems. He spoke a lot, lauding the pledge of support by DICE for Battlefield 3. He kept saying things like, with this patch and the announcement of 3 DLCs last month, that they're offering unsurmounted or, unseen amount of support for a game. I call BS on that. I mean, you can't count paid DLC as support. It's not support. It's a revenue stream, and that's why you're doing it. You're doing it to make more money. You're not coming out with Close Quarters or Armored Kill or Mystery DLC to support the players and make the game better. No, you're not. You're doing it to make money, okay? Just like you offer the unlock kits, which that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. You can now purchase unlock kits. They're called shortcut kits through the game, and what these will do, these will unlock all the guns, these will unlock all the weapon perks. These will, I personally went and I bought the co-op unlock kit because I've already unlocked everything on the PlayStation and the Xbox, and I was not doing all the co-op missions again on PC. $4, give me those guns. It does not unlock the attachments, okay? It just unlocks the guns. You have to get the attachments yourself. I don't have a problem with this. It helps players get into the game. It helps players stay in the game, and I think that's good. The guns and stuff are pretty easy to get if you just play the game, and if you play the game correctly, play the objective, you score points, and unlocks are not hard to get, so it's not a big deal to me. People upset are just kind of, they're just kind of, I don't want to say jealous, but they're just selfish, so just get over it. It's just another way for people, casual guys, people with jobs and stuff that they can't grind and do all the, they get the guns, they want to play money, there's no problem. It doesn't affect you in any way. There was a Battlelog update that is going to be coming shortly that enables ticket preview. It's called Live Scoreboard. There's been some posts around. Basically what it does is let you peek into the game in progress and see the scoreboard, which is pretty neat. You can then see what the tickets are, and that'll be really good. You can also see how close to finishing the round is. This way you don't join a game and get that instant loss as soon as you log in. That's so annoying. I'd still rather see a ticket search filter, but this is better than nothing, obviously. And lastly, there's hints at competitive play features and a spectator mode, both in some of the menus and in the code. New features in Battlelog you'll see, or in the in-game menus on console, that seem to show matches and match schedules and things like that. You see them if you look under multiplayer. In some of the code, there's also a mention of spectator mode. This spectator mode is very crucial to competitive play, so it would seem that competitive play and esports type stuff is in plans for the future. That's pretty interesting, and I'll keep you posted on that. That's about going to wrap it up tonight, guys. I just kind of wanted to cover all the big news for the week, or a little over the week, I guess. I hope you guys are enjoying the patch, playing the heck out of it. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so post them in the comments if you could. Remember to like and favorite if you enjoy this, and I hope you're having a good day. I will talk to you soon, guys. Take care.